Today I want to talk about bars, and some would say this is the most important aspect to any event, and I'd probably agree. And there's a few ways you can go about things, but the first things first, in terms of sourcing the alcohol, that's best down to you. And my recommendation for that is just literally simply order online from a supermarket and just get it delivered to your door. Most supermarkets do a sale and return basis, so you can afford to sort of over order and send some back as and when you're needed. But what I would probably suggest to you is keep your bar really tight. Don't offer too many choices, so then you will end up with loads of half-drunk bottles that aren't really much use to you after. So maybe keep the spirits as 2 or 3 options. One option of beer, red wine, white wine, prosecco / champagne, and then some mixers. Try and keep it really concise. Your guests know you're at a garden event at home. You're not a full-time bar, so keep it really concise and really small, and that would help on that front. But in terms of how to deliver the bar experience, you've got a couple of options. You could stock some of the alcohol in the fridge in your kitchen. It's not something we would advise, mainly for 2 reasons. Is firstly, if you're doing any catering yourself or bringing in an external caterer, they're going to probably want to use your fridge to stock some of the food. So to try and squeeze that and the drink in there is probably going to be quite difficult. And also, for some strange reason, humans like to congregate in a kitchen, and people start bottlenecking, and trying to get a drink will be a bit of a pain. So in terms of the best experience for your guests, it's always best to have a bar and a fridge set up, ideally in the marquee. And what that does is it stops people from hanging around in the kitchen and having groups of people and keeping the atmosphere within the marquee. And that's where you're going to get the best atmospheres, if everyone's in the same place. And if you bring the bar and the fridge in the marquee, you're going to guarantee most of your guests are going to stay there as well. So definitely, first things first, is have a simple bar and a fridge set up. It's going to be far times better than putting a trestle table out, which is a little bit of a school disco vibe. I want to make sure we do things properly here. But by far, the biggest recommendation that I have by a mile is having the bar staffed. And the reason being is you are the host of the event, and you will go into host mode if it's just a bar set up there, and you'll be fetching people drinks as they arrive, and before you know it, it's midnight and you've been getting people drinks all night, and you're the one that's been planning this event, and it's your party, it might be your celebration, and you haven't really had conversations with people because you're too busy getting drinks. If you get people behind the bar, it will work wonders for your experience, for your party. And whether that's employing a couple of your kids and getting them to work behind the bar, or better so, having an events company like us to bring in bar experienced staff to go in and work behind the bar. And again, works for 2 reasons, for 2 benefits. One, for yourself and the experience that your guests are going to have. It's going to be far better with experienced bar staff working behind the bar. And they'll also, benefit number 2 is, every half an hour, every hour, they're going to do the rounds and do the tidying up of the glasses, and any empties are everywhere. And it just means that the next day, when you might be feeling a little bit worse for wear, most of the clean-up operations has been done by the bar team. So massive recommendation to have bar staff, and whether that is employing a couple of your kids, or better so, having some bar experienced staff there, huge recommendation. You won't regret it, and it's definitely on my list for any sort of garden evening house party is the bar staff. But any worries about how to run the bar, do I need this, do I need that, please give us a call. We can bring in the whole bar infrastructure, including glasses and ice and things like that, so you haven't got to worry about a thing. The only thing we ask you to do is bring the alcohol in yourself, because it's the most cost effective solution for you guys. But my number's above, it's 01462 262 024 if you've got any concerns.